My name is Andrew, and I'm working at Apriori as a software development leader for the 7 years. And for the last year, I'm obtaining the position of CISO. I worked with software like cybersecurity projects development for 7 years, and for the last 2 years, I'm working with these projects as like consumer. So trying to protect our information security, trying to protect our assets. Okay, that's an easy question. As with any other security, it gets popular as investments appear. And investments appear in two cases. Either we are trying to earn more money, or we are trying not to lose as much money as we invested or more. And nowadays, when IT covers like more and more aspects of our lives, and companies, identities, and even countries have so much more digital assets, so they can get completely destroyed with a single cyber attack which was targeted to them. They are ready to invest money into cybersecurity to protect their assets, to protect their money, and not allow to bankruptcy or some personal losses of money. And this trend is getting more popular every day since IT evolves very rapidly. Well, my first sense here comes to the films about hackers, because it made this profession so much more attractive to young developers, because it sounds cool. Like, the cybersecurity really sounds cool. And if you don't mind, I will rephrase the question, because motivation on entering the field is quite an individual thing. Why do people stay there is more like significant to me, because the field of cybersecurity is not simpler than any other IT field, and salaries there are not bigger than in any other development field. But why do people stay? There are two important reasons for me. First is the competition factor, because there are two parties in the cybersecurity, which is offense and defense, and they are always fighting against each other. They are trying to overcome each other, and this makes your everyday job like kind of competition, and it makes it more meaningful to you. It's not just a job, but it's like winning their battle. And the second part is variety, because even now there are so many unknowns in the technologies we created over the last 40 years, and now even more, like 50 years. And every day there is something new. Every year you may see someone invents something new, and a new way to attack, new way to protect, and you have to overcome it once and once again, and it's always so much fun. I think this is hard to say for sure. Cybersecurity is present everywhere where software exists, and this covers like desktops, web applications, mobile devices, embedded systems like factories, and so on. In general, we can simplify it to the common aspects. Like for web stack, you need to know JavaScript for sure. Of course, you have to know like HTTP and network model in depth, so you should be familiar with like common protocols of data transfer, like TCP/IP, HTTP, DNS, RPC calls are also like important thing. If you know something like Google cloud providers like AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure, it would be like a great plus for you. If we are talking about the desktops and mobile devices and embedded systems, definitely you have to know at least one system programming language like C++ or Rust. Python, Golang would be also useful because Python is very common language to conduct researches, to develop tools. It's cross-platform and used everywhere. Another thing you should be acquainted with when you are getting started in cybersecurity is cryptography. Cryptography and serialization, working with binary data is very important. Knowledge of hardware and how it all works under the hood is also great. And I believe this is all, and at least this is all what I can say in common cases, and the rest would depend on certain project and certain technologies you are going to work with.